hear me? To the woman I'm slowly leaving behind, I thank you. I thank you for carrying me this far. I thank you for surviving. You no longer have to prove yourself. You no longer have to hurry. You can rest now. I'm here at the park, and I wanted to come here and read the letter that I wrote to myself. I wrote it as an homage to my past self, my present self, and the person that I am becoming. And I feel like I speak a lot about that. We give ourselves such a hard time that we are not where we need to be, right? In whatever situation we are in. But I think about how instead of hating my old self, I'm thankful. Like I give thanks, right? I know it sounds a little bit cheesy, but I'm just acknowledging that I did the best that I could in that time, right? And it's almost like an onion. Like the outer layer is dry and flaky, and you start peeling it and it's like a fresh new layer appears. And it's almost like what happens with us, right? Sometimes we feel that urgency, like that whisper inside of us that it's like, oh, I feel like something's off. Something needs to change. And I think that is the part of us that is wanting to be released and reveal a new layer. And as I start working on this new painting, I'm also reminded of when I first started painting. And back in June, I did one of my first self-portrait, and I look at that painting and I see so many mistakes, but I also see the woman who did not give up. Even if she did not know the fundamentals, she just stuck with the process and continue. And a year later, I'm painting a new self-portrait, and it's going from there. We'll see where this takes me. And yeah. As I continue working on this self-portrait, I realize the letter has stayed with me. I thought writing it was simply a part of my process, but the more I painted, the more I realized I wasn't only trying to capture what I looked like, I was trying to capture what this season of my life felt like. And that's when I understood why I had written the letter first. Because a painting remembers what we saw, but a letter remembers what we felt. And perhaps that's why the two felt inseparable to me. as I continue working on this small study for the bigger piece that I'm going to be working on, I find myself thinking about correspondence, letters, journal entries. I just think about how a letter is something that we keep, right, for a long time, especially if it's like a handwritten letter. And as I was writing myself a letter, there was like a common thread with the painting. It really inspired me to create this piece. And as I was writing down ideas on my journal, it got me thinking about creating my own snail mail. And that is something that I'm going to be talking about more in the next video, but I really just wanted to show you guys some of my little journal entries, because there's so much that goes on to creating something that's tangible and something that's special too, because I feel that, again, there's a common thread between the paintings, the words that I speak. It's all connected. And so yeah, these 2 months I'm going to be really focused on creating different iterations and different prototypes. And again, I'll go more into details in the next video, but I wanted to show you this just a little, you know. So these are some of the ideas that I've been getting for this snail mail club. There's like the philosophy, oops. The philosophy. I'm working on the first issue. Different ideas. But yeah, there's just something, again, so special about writing everything. Definitely inspired by, oops, by this book here, Leonardo's book. And this man, he would literally write down to-do lists, but with all these images are just so fascinating. And it just got me thinking how his words survive, right? Like, look how long ago he wrote these things, and now we have a chance to read his mind, his words. And that's why I'm just so excited to create this. So yeah, just giving you a little sneak peek. I'm looking at this painting and I don't like what I'm seeing. I lost the value. I lost the light source. Originally, the light source was coming from this angle, coming down. But I see where I made the mistake, right? So I'm just glad that I do these smaller studies, so that way I can see where I went wrong, see my mistakes, and then just learn from them, process what went wrong and how I can improve. And I'm thinking of adding a candle here, and the light source having be just one spot, because the painting is going to be a very moody, dark painting. But yeah, I'm still figuring out a lot of things with oil painting, but I love it. I love it. It's such a the thing is, there's so much to learn, and it's like a lifelong commitment, and I'm in it for the long game. But anyways, I bought some more paper. I'm gonna cut it in half, and I am gonna be doing I'm going to be doing a smaller study. What are you doing? I'm going to be doing a smaller study of the values. So that's going to be what I'm going to be doing for this other study. But anyways, yeah. So before continuing, I decided to step away and return to something simpler. A candle. As I painted it, I realized I hadn't really lost the painting. I'd only lost the values. Because without the values, the light disappears. Maybe that's true of the woman I'm painting too. Somewhere along the way, I became so focused on all the little details of who she was that I forgot to see what gave her shape in the first place. And looking back at the self-portrait I painted last year, I'm reminded that perhaps the answer isn't adding more. It's learning to see her with a little more light and a little more tenderness. Because at the beginning of this chapter, I wrote, "You can rest now." But as I continue working on this self-portrait, I found myself wondering which version will take it from here, or perhaps which version will I meet.